Ashikaga Yoshimasa, the 8th shogun of the Muromachi Bakufu, remained childless for a long time. He was a shogun artist, perhaps the most irresponsible in history, turning his back on politics to immerse himself in aesthetics. Consequently, he recalled his younger brother, Ashikaga Yoshimi, from his life as a monk and designated him as the official successor. However, the tragedy began shortly after when Yoshimasa's wife,
私の子供を
Hino
天下の主人にする
Tomiko,
た
gave
めな
birth
ら
to a
ば、
biological
世界の
son,
訪問って構わない。
Ashikaga Yoshihisa. When her husband Yoshimasa stood by his brother Yoshimi as the heir, Tomiko approached Yamana Sozin, who held immense military power within the shogunate. In exchange for guaranteeing her son's rights, she promised the Yamana clan actual political control. The conflict escalated into a massive clash in Kyoto between the forces of Hosokawa Katsumoto, supporting the shogun's brother Yoshimi, and Yamana Sozin, supporting the shogun's son Yoshihisa. Other daimyo joined either side based on their own interests, dragging the civil war on for over a decade. It became known as the Ōnin War, named after the era of Emperor Go-Tsuchimikado. In 1473, during the height of the conflict, Yoshimasa retired, and his son Ashikaga Yoshihisa finally took office as the 9th shogun. On paper, it was a victory for the son. Yet the Ōnin War ended in a hollow conclusion with no true winner or loser. The two architects of the war, Hosokawa Katsumoto and Yamana Sozin, both died in 1473 before the war's end. Losing their core leaders, both armies lost their justification for fighting. Exhausted, the decade-long civil war simply fizzled out. To restore the shogun's authority, Yoshihisa personally led a campaign against the Rokkaku clan, a daimyo of Omi province. It was a position bought with the lives of tens of thousands sacrificed by his mother. However, the son's life was too short to hold on to that seat. Yoshihisa died suddenly on the battlefield due to excessive drinking and illness. At that moment, all of Tomiko's efforts vanished as the direct lineage was severed. With his death at the young age of 25, the shogunate's final attempt to reclaim its power ended in failure. While most would have retreated from power, Tomiko displayed extraordinary political agility. She joined forces with her former enemy, her brother-in-law Ashikaga Yoshimi, and maintained her grip on power by installing his son, Yoshitani, as the 10th shogun. However, when the newly appointed Yoshitan attempted to break free from her control, Tomiko conspired with the then-powerful Hosokawa Masamoto to launch a coup d'etat, the Meiji political change. Through this event, she deposed Yoshitane and installed Ashikaga Yoshizumi as the 11th shogun, once again standing at the center of power. Tomiko passed away on May 20th, 1496. Even amidst the war, she amassed staggering wealth through rice speculation, money lending, and collecting tolls in Kyoto. Records even suggest she lent money to both the enemy and allied forces. In Japanese history, she is often depicted as the symbol of a wicked woman, the one who burned Kyoto and led the shogunate to ruin. Conversely, she is also interpreted as a calculated, realistic politician who took responsibility for the shogunate's finances and the survival of her clan in place of her incompetent husband. She did not let the shogun's succession remain a mere family feud. By drawing in the two most powerful clans of the era, she served as the actual trigger for the all-out conflict of the Ōnin War. This led to the complete loss of central government control. The shogunate's power hit rock bottom, and the shoguns were reduced to mere puppets, installed or exiled at the whim of powerful daimyo. As the Ōnin War dragged on for over 10 years, an era began where a single sharp blade held more value than a shogun's decree. Thus, the Sengoku period of Japan was born.